Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again. Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1. Your fan calling show. Make sure you go to Osman Talks United, get the link, call in, and obviously enjoy the show.
Osman Talks United.
Yes, you heard an intro. Manchester United 5, Leeds United 1. This is the show for you guys to come and have your reactions. Of course, we'll try and take as many callers as we can. I will quickly give you my personal thoughts on the game before we get the callers in. I can see quite a lot of people waiting backstage. Going to keep it short and sweet. For me personally, absolutely phenomenal performance. Bruno Fernandes scores a hat-trick. 3 goals on the first game. The return to the Premier League. People saying Bruno and Pogba can't play together. Bruno's not good enough. Listen, Bruno is inevitable. He always delivers. He's like the mailman. He delivers and he's on time for the first game of the season. Manchester United 5. Bruno Fernandes, 3 of those goals. Another midfielder, a lot of criticism. Is he going to sign the thing? Well, I tell you what, he secured 4 assists today. Absolutely phenomenal performance from Paul Labayo. Pogba could have quite easily been man of the match. Bruno has been awarded the man of the match award from BT. I want to hear from you guys. That's what it's about. That's what this show is about. I want to hear from you. Go to Osman Talks United. The link is there. Call in. Have your say. Make sure you slap a like. Subscribe to the channel, the only fan channel that actually allows the fans to come and have their say straight after a game. My personal thoughts, phenomenal. Ollie got it spot on. The team selection I wasn't happy about, I'm not going to lie, but the approach was absolutely fantastic. Match Leeds step for step for energy in the first half, and we absolutely outplayed them for large parts. The goal finally came from Bruno Fernandes. It was well deserved. Second half commences. Ailing puts Leeds back 11, and at this point, I'm like, fucking, here we go again. But the way we reacted was absolutely phenomenal. It took absolute no time. Paul Pogba's pass to Greenwood to make it 2-1 was something out of fucking Zidane's book, Zidane's textbook. Xavi, Iniesta, Cruz, Modric, whoever. Pogba was on their level today without a shadow of doubt, especially in the second half. That ball on the plate for Money Mates, who bags it. No fear. Right foot, left foot. No fear, no doubt. Money Mace makes it 2-1, and after that, it was all Manchester United. Even Fred scored a goal. I mean, absolutely phenomenal performance in the second half. Great credit to the players. Credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No one really dropped a stinker. I mean, the defense was pretty solid for most of the game, apart from that one individual mistake, not closing down the ball for the alien shot. Nevertheless, absolutely fantastic performance. I'm absolutely elated. First game of the season, 5-1 winners, and we're going to get your guys' thoughts in it. Like I said, there's a lot of people that want to call in. We're going to get quite a few you into the studio. We're going to actually start with Nipun. He's actually a homie of mine. He always showing love on Twitter, etc. And he's actually a Chelsea fan. I don't know if he's still liking it or not. Hopefully he's not, but we'll get you first in. Nipun, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, Nipun. As a Chelsea fan, what are your thoughts, my guy?
Well, I'm looking at this from a neutral's perspective. And I feel like, you absolutely battered them.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of doubt, in the second half, we did batter him, to be fair.
Yeah.
But was there anyone that impressed you at
all? Pogba, with his 4 assists, got the man of the match, and rightly so. He's my man of the match too.
Yeah, no, I think without a shadow of a doubt, Pogba was definitely within the conversation. As he said, 4 assists. There was a stat that you only got 3 assists last season, but obviously to top it within 1 game, man. But as a Chelsea fan, man, do you feel like a lot of people are potentially underestimating Manchester United going into the season, or is this just a one-off game, so to speak?
Look, man, you can look at it into look. I feel you have a squad good enough challenge for trophies, but it's your manager at the end of the day
Yeah.
that is holding you back. It's the same with us when we had Lampard. All it needs is all you need is a good manager, and you're in a title race. But
Yeah, well,
having said that, I said in
go
a
on.
few live streams. I said a few live streams. I said it in I can't remember when I said it, but I said Man United are going to win a trophy this season.
Yeah, well, look, first of all, I hope you're right regarding the trophy. In terms of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, I think that's a conversation for a different day.
Did you get any of that, Usman?
What did you say, sorry? Right, Nipun, we're going to have to get you back in a bit later because obviously it's lagging quite a lot. I can't quite hear what you're saying, brother. So it's quite difficult. And I obviously got quite a few people backstage. So if I do apologize, bro, I can't actually make out what you're saying. I'm just going to get another person on the list. I'm going to get Big Ron on for the first time. The homie always supporting the content, always spectating, always watching. But the first time he's live, Ron, talk to me, bro.
Good afternoon, Usman. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. Bro, 5-1 victors, man. How are you feeling?
I'm as shocked as you, mate. I think that's what you call a good day at the office.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. That is the definition of a good day at office. I'm definitely shocked. I mean, I'm going to enjoy a match of the day tonight. That's all I can say. But in terms of the individual performance, was there anyone that stood out for you personally?
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. Obviously, Bruno and Pogba will get the headlines, and deservedly so. But I want to shout out Scott McTominay in the first half. Yeah. I thought he was quite good. He got, whatever you say about McTominay, he did get his head on the ball and cleared it a few times for us when it could have been important. Yeah. And I thought Lindelof was quite good for us as well. I was impressed with Lindelof's distribution. I thought in the first half, we looked at our best when he was just kind of floating it over the top and playing it into space, or we'd win the second ball. We looked really effective with that. And he kind of rounded it off with that through ball to Bruno for his hat-trick goal. But I thought Lindelof was good. But there were a lot of solid performances. Greenwood looked tidy up front, and obviously Bruno got the hat-trick. Pogba, a lot of assists. So yeah, really impressed with the team overall.
Yeah, no, I think, like you said, you know, the forward players, and rightfully so, will get the plaudits. But for me personally, McTominay's been robbed of a man of the match. I know Pogba is another person that potentially, I mean, Pogba and Bruno between them two, but McTominay was absolutely brilliant that first. I really do agree with what you're saying there. I mean, he was just hurrying every single time the Leeds players got the ball. He was on them, he was pressing, his distribution was good. Lindelof again got a fantastic assist for Bruno's hat-trick. I mean, it was just a solid team performance, man. In terms of moving forward from this, do you think this sets down a marker to the other teams in the league to say, look, Man United are here to actually not just take part, but actually compete? So or is it too early to say that?
Well, yeah, the sheer size of the result will kind of put down a marker, if that makes sense. Hopefully we can kind of live up to it, but we've raised that bar, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I know a lot of fans were a bit apprehensive with the team lineup. So was I.
Yeah.
But I was impressed that everyone was quite fit. They were fitter than I expected because the preseason hasn't been that great. And they kind of delivered. And I just want to focus on these 90 minutes and the players that he picked and the way they performed. But moving forward, yeah, we'll have a few more options. Varane, Sancho, Oli might tinker with it a bit, but there were positives. And it's an interesting one because at the end of last season, we were kind of like, you know what, this 4-2-3-1, McFred, I'm not too sure. But one thing I did like about the setup was we only had one striker, which was Greenwood, on the pitch. And I felt that Bruno was dropping a bit deeper. The three in behind the striker, they were a bit closer to the midfield. So Bruno wasn't doing a lot of them Hollywood passes, that sort of thing. And he was getting on the end of things, if that makes sense. Whereas when we play with a Greenwood, a Cavani, a Rashford or a Martial and a Bruno, that's too many strikers and a number 10, if that makes sense. And we're a bit too far away from the midfield. We're too further up the pitch and we struggle to find each other. But I thought with Greenwood up front, the three behind him, they were a bit tighter to that midfield. And like, you know, Scott and Fred looked better as well because they could kind of find them a bit more easier. And I thought we were really more effective.
I completely agree with you, man. I think in terms of Bruno Fernandez's sort of role, if you look at any of his goals, a lot of them are running off the striker, which is kind of where you would see the Lampards, you know, that almost playing as a second striker to an extent. But also dropping into their cam position and obviously linking the play. I thought Bruno was absolutely phenomenal. I was saying in the first half, he didn't put a foot wrong really in the first half, and he very much warranted his goal. But in terms of, you know, you just mentioned there briefly, we've got a lot of players come back. In terms of, we've got no Varane. Let's just put some context into it. I know Lindelof had a good game today. We've got no Varane. We've got no Rashford. I know Martial and Sancho came on, but they barely played. We've got no Martial. We've got no Sancho. And we've got no Cavani. And we've still won convincingly 5-1. Is that a testament to how good the squad is at the moment?
Yeah, it is in a way. And I mean, the players that got picked today, they stepped up. They stepped up, if that makes sense. And there will be strong competition for places. So, you know, some of these guys might have had to kick up the ass where it's like, we've got to be on it. Otherwise, you know, we're not going to be playing this, that, and the other. But I felt like Bruno, he played really well today. And he kind of, he was such a threat. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of our fan base will criticize somebody like Dan James, but he had a decent game. He was effective. And you don't need everybody to play 10 out of 10. You need a few to have a 7. Yeah. You know, to have a steady game, as long as nobody's kind of below par. And he offered us width. He kind of had his moments, if that makes sense. But yeah, a lot of positives. Don't want to be too harsh on the team. I mean, obviously, we could have closed down a bit better for Ayling's goal. Yeah, you know, that was a banger, man. How many times is he going to bang one in like that? Not too often, I don't think. And some of our build-up play, when it was 0-0, 1-0, we weren't really creating, you know, the way Leeds kind of carved us open for that chance where McTominay kind of headed it away from a corner. We didn't create too much like that. Obviously, once we started scoring the goals, it was a different kind of game. And towards the end, obviously, the game was kind of over. And Leeds, it's a bit of a strange team, Leeds, because they are a great team. Love watching them play, actually, but they can get spanked. Yeah. So it's hard to kind of, you know, infer, like, you know, you know, going into the next game, that sort of thing. But, you know, a lot of positives. And ultimately, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it, if that makes sense. And I think there will be an element of, like, you know, stick with these guys for the next game. I'm not sure how fit Martial is, Sancho or Varane. But, you know, you could argue that nobody really merited getting dropped going into the next game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think without a shadow of a doubt, like if you win 5-1, I don't think you need to be changing too much, man. But in terms of what you said, man, I completely hear you. Leeds United is a bit of a weird fixture because, you know, as you said, they have the capabilities of getting spanked. You know, we spanked me last season as well, 6-2. So there's definitely occasions that can happen. But to take nothing away from the players, you know, they were up for the game. The energy was absolutely electric from not just the players, but the fans as well. You know, it was that atmosphere, you can't tell. It was absolutely unbelievable. So it's good to see, you know, a good way to start the season. You can't really ask for much more. If I was being a bit greedy, I would have wanted a Greenwood goal, not a Greenwood goal, sorry, a Martial goal. I can't complain about anything really. He put Matt Sancho, Martial on, maybe probably 5 minutes earlier, but it is what it is. Just before I let you go, Ron, obviously, thank you for coming on. Who was your man of the match and why?
Man of the match. You know what? I'm gonna go a bit left field. I'm gonna pick Lindelof. He was great with his distribution, and he had a couple of good interceptions in that first half when we needed it. I know Pogba, Bruno, a lot of people are going to pick them, and they're welcome to do that. But I'm gonna, you know, Lindelof gets a lot of criticism, but he put in a good, solid performance today, and I'm going to give it to that guy.
Look, I can't be mad about it. Look, he's seen Varane come onto the pitch, and he's delivered today. Great assist for Bruno's third goal, as we already mentioned, and he came across on numerous occasions to, you know, read the play fantastically well. So look, it's good to see, promising start. Good to see the players competing for the places. But Ron, thank you as always. I'm sure I'll see you very shortly on the stream.
You're welcome.
If not, make sure you do call in for another fan calling show for next week's game, bro.
Cheers, buddy. I'll be there, mate. And keep up the good work. Smash a like, everyone. Support us, man, as best you can, man. The guys doing some good work here.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate the support always, my guy. Thank you. The legend that is Big Ron making his debut on the channel. You'd love to see it. Just got BT showing the goals in the background. I'm just enjoying that. Fred and Pogba celebration. Absolute beautiful scenes. You'd love to see it. What a performance, lads. What an absolute performance. I want to hear from you guys as we've already had 2 calls in. Osman Talks United on Twitter. Make sure you go and check it out because that's where the link is to call in. Anyways, we're going to get another guest on. which is Obi Wass Kenobi. As you guys know, this is my brother, AK United. Wait, Wass, we laughed at you when you said 5-0.
Can you hear me, by the way?
5-1. What are your thoughts?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh man, yeah. What a first day. You know, we always have those amazing first days. I remember last time, was it can't remember we played, we won 4-0. The Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea, yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, when Dan James scored his first goal or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I remember those. So I was no doubt 5-0. I thought everyone was just taking the piss out of me, but honest to God, it was such a good performance. And first things first, I need to say, big up to Scott McTominay. I'm always ragging him. He had such a good first half. Honest to God, I do say that he looks better when he's actually going further up the pitch, but he's actually breaking up play today. He was doing a bit of Fred roll, and also his distribution, his aerial, ability and stuff like that. He was doing everything today. So I really give him lots of respect. For the first half, he was my man of the match, I'd say. But yeah, amazing performance, man. The fitness levels were good as well. Go on.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of doubt, McTominay was man of the match first half for me as well. Also, I mean, he ran the game. I don't know what of course, his fitness is always going to be one of his positives. But as you said correctly, like when he joins the attack, he just looks a considerably better player. So, it's good to see McTominay, putting a performance out there, because at the end of the day, we're going to need these guys, man. It's a long season, 38 games in the league. That's without the cup competition. So you're looking quite easy, 50 to 60 games, depending on how far we go in the cup competitions. We're going to need these guys to step up, man. And today, they definitely delivered, man. In terms of, a couple of the other individual performers, of course, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes standouts. Where do you sit on the whole Pogba situation? Because, it's difficult because he's playing left wing, and that's not really where he should be playing.
Yeah, I think, he does well, but I think when he's playing left hand side, there needs to be someone in the center who can actually, basically, you need another Pogba, if that makes sense. You need someone else who can actually play like him and give the crossfield passes to someone like him, or let him, go through and that. That chance he had in the first half, he had to put that away. There was no ifs and buts. But I think he's probably rusty as well, and he kind of overdid it as well. But he plays really well on the left, to be honest. He joins in the attack, and he's a proper handful in there once he gets running out, man. And also, if people are making runs off him, like say Bruno does, because he's quite clever like that. Someone like Sancho coming in, he's going to do that as well. He's going to be amazing. And the weight of pass, oh my God, the weight of pass today for a first game, back as well. He kind of left off where he did in the Euros, but he was doing to Mbappe when Mbappe was missing every single damn chance. That weight of pass is just, you can't buy that. It's very rare, especially in this day and age. Back in the days, a lot of players used to have it, but I think he's one of a few players in the world who've got that. And yeah, basically, he was amazing today. My man of the match, by the way, just to say as well.
Yeah, thanks for ruining that segment.
Right.
But I'm joking. No, in terms of Pogba, that weight of pass, as you said, it could have, a lot of the players could have been rusty potentially. I mean, it's the first game in a while. Of course, they've had somewhat of a preseason, although Pogba's not really had a preseason to an extent. But the levels of the quality, I mean, in the first half alone, Bruno Fernandes, his flicks and tricks, they were all coming off today. It was one of them days. Everything he did turned to goal, so to speak. And as you said, Pogba's weight of pass for all of the goals really was phenomenal. It was world class. That's what we would be missing, that bit of quality in the last third. And Pogba delivered on another level. He redeemed himself. He had an absolute shocker with that one-on-one miss, but he definitely redeemed himself without a shadow of a doubt. But in terms of Bruno Fernandes, hat-trick, first game of the season. A lot of people have been doubting him. He's someone that people always say, he's not. I mean, he's not fancy on the eye. He's frustrating, etc., etc. I mean, is this guy next level, man? He needs to get the credit he deserves. I feel like the United fan base don't really appreciate him for how good he is.
Yeah, they probably don't, because they don't actually understand a play like that. He'll create 10 chances and probably say about 3 of them will be converted, or he'll take say 2 chances out of the 5 create for him. But it's he's always thereabouts. He's in the mix. That's the difference. Like, yeah, he might, overhit a pass or underhit a pass and this and that. He's got his hands on his head and complain to flipping Dan James, why do you make that run? But the thing is, he's there. He's not hiding or not shying away. He's one of those players that you have in the playground and he's always involved. Like, you think, how the hell is he there? And how the hell is he there? He's just an amazing talent. And today he had a bit more of a disciplined, like a more economical performance as well, I
Yeah,
should say.
absolutely.
Not that
Yeah.
wasteful. I think the last call, Big Ron, dwelled on that a bit. He was more economical. He must have been chilling with Van de Beek a bit, but yeah, he was just amazing. Again, between him and Pogba, it's hard to separate them. They were different in different ways. In fact, if I could give man a match to both of them, I would, because they were that good. He got the goals, he got the assists. Simple as that, innit? World class. I mean, Bruno's world class. Yeah.
Without a shadow, I mean, the Pogba missed that 1-on-1, then Bruno goes and takes the exact same chance, if not slightly harder. I mean, I think that's the difference between the players. Pogba is a creator, and Bruno is a finisher. Like Bruno is more like a Frank Lampard for me personally. If you were to compare him to, I'm not saying he's on the same level, but he's more a Frank Lampard, and Pogba's more like a just deep line playmaker. The Toni Kroos, the Modric. You don't expect Modric to score goals, although he scores the odd one or two, but Pogba's the guy that gets the assist, and he absolutely delivered. But Darren Need from Eyes on the Ball, big up the bros. What performance and what start to see. Shout out, bro. Thank you for the love. Listen, absolutely elated. Whilst also more positives as well. No Rashford, no Martial, no Sancho, and no Cavani, which is what I've just said to Big Run as well. And we still slapped him 5-1. Does that just further emphasize the amount of quality we've got in this team?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what? They're only running at 60% as well, if you think about it. Because they showed a lot of fitness, but they were still huffing and puffing in it at half time. You could see in them, rightly so. It's been a weird, Euros and all that. And then they've come back from a holiday or whatever. Someone coming from injuries like Martial and all that business. So to give that kind of performance against a Leeds side where everyone was saying it's a Bielsa team and all this bullshit where they're going to be so fit and that, I knew they're going to get slapped. That's why I said 5-0 in it. I had no doubt. So I'm noble. This is me noble, yeah. But what's the key? What you want about? But yeah, I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. More, I want to see. We have to build on this, and Ollie still has to make those subs a bit quicker. Like it's still like 10 minutes too long for me personally.
Yeah.
You need to get Sancho on the pitch quicker for his debut. Maybe he doesn't have enough in the tank in it, but I don't know. But
I'm sure
for me, I think because the crowd's buzzing, home debut. It gives that kind of extra hype. You're already 4-5-0 up, well, 1 up, and But yeah, happy days, man. Really good start.
Yeah,
happy.
without a shadow of a doubt. I think that's the only criticism I would have, really. I mean, it's somewhat nitpicking. I wanted Martial and Sancho to come on the 65th minute. I think he subbed them on the 75th minute. But listen, it is what it is. Obviously, Wass, as always, you've already told us the man of the match, but just give us the reason why Pogba was the man of the match.
No one in the world does those assists. Simple as that. And I think he's the only second. I heard on. I don't know if I was watching BT on that. They were saying that he's the only second player, I don't know, in Premier League history or something, to do 4 assists in one game or something like that. And Harry Kane was the previous one. Harry Kane was the previous one last season.
Okay.
So
yeah, of course.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, 4 assists. So that's some doing, isn't it?
Listen, in terms of stats, he's already topped up. But listen, Wass, thank you very much for calling in. Obviously, I'm going to give my lasting thoughts on the game, and then we'll wrap it there. Just want to say a massive thank you to Wass, Big Ron, and Nipun for calling in. If you still want to call in, we're still going to be on air. Osman Talks United. Make sure you go and check it out. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, of course, if you are new. This is going to be happening after every single game, after Manchester United's game in particular. But anyways, my final thoughts on the performance. Look, a lot of the guys have spoken about Bruno, have spoken about Pogba and McTominay and Lindelof even, but I haven't heard anyone mention Money Maze Greenwood. Listen, absolutely clinical finish from this kid here. Right foot, left foot, it does not matter. That was a very decisive moment in the game. It's on his left foot. Yes, the weight of the pass was absolutely sublime from Paul Pogba, but Money Maze runs onto it and absolutely pings it in off the post. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just a phenomenal finish. It really is. Left foot. He's right foot predominantly, but what a finish off the post. And that was the kickstart we needed. They've just scored an absolute banger. Their fans are elated. The fans are up in arms. They're on their feet, and then Money Mace just judged them and sat them back down. That was an absolutely sublime finish from him. Great performance from him, leading the line. Overall, I thought he was pretty solid as well in the way he was linking the play. But yeah, brilliant performance by Manchester United. I can't complain. Absolutely no complaints whatsoever. As we said, the only criticism I would say was Ali subbing on some of the players a bit early. That was the only thing I would change. Apart from that, standout performances all around. I would potentially put Jadon Sancho in next week if he's fully fit over Dan James. That's the only change I would make for the Southampton game. I think Dan James, although, as Big Ron said, although he offers a lot in terms of off the ball, gives us that width, etc. I just don't think he has enough quality on the ball to really hurt the opposition, which is one of the reasons why some of our attacks were falling short. Not just him, but just in general, there was a bit of quality lacking in the first half or the first 20 minutes or so. But nevertheless, second half, absolutely different levels. Pogba, Bruno stepped up completely. Bruno's third goal, absolutely quality finish. It's a quality finish. Fair play to the boys. Great performance, great resilience, and a great manner in which we bounced back from that alien goal straight away. Heads didn't drop, didn't piss about, got straight back to business. And also a shout out to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. A great performance by him as a manager. The manner in which he's approached the game, he set the boys up to press. The energy was high. The team selection was proven right. I thought the first half performance was very good. Obviously, second half was different gravy, but phenomenal performance by all around. And I can't complain. Honestly, I really can't complain anything. Defensively, a bit disappointed that we conceded that goal. Should really be closing down. I've lost 2 clean sheets now. I've got De Gea and Luke Shaw on my team, but that's just a personal thing. It's just a great start to the season. Could bring on Southampton next week. Anyways, make sure if you are tuning in still, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, show love to your boy. We're going to be doing a lot of content for you guys this season. Back on Monday night, 8 p.m. Do not miss it. We've got the Rival Fan podcast back for you guys. Tuesday, we've got a great preview for you for the Southampton game. Wednesday, the Culture Show. Thursday, we've got the Man United podcast. And then Friday, we'll have the other Rival Fan podcast. The Friday Rivals back as well. So make sure you stay tuned on this fantastic channel. We're going to continue to grow. Hopefully, can get to 1.5k subscribers by the end of this year. That is the aim. It's pretty much achievable for us. Continue to share. Get your granddad, get your grandma, anyone you know to subscribe to the channel. Just show love to your boy. It's been your boys, man. Thank you to our callers. Make sure you slap like, show love to them. My socials are down below. Come to follow me on Twitter. It's your boy, man. Signing out.